Welcome. I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. I've always been had some technical difficulties, but today what we're going to do is I'm going to show you my Titan build for Rise of the Abyssal. Show you guys what I am working with. I've seen similar builds, but I'm focusing on one very specific thing here. Focusing on these cuffs. We have 100% of fire damage converted into cold damage. Now the reason I'm doing this is because I want that to work along with our Herald of Ice, right? That's really what I wanted to do. So with that said, I'm going to focus on our armor here. I have the Grand Regalia. I have 16% of damage taken recouped as life. 20% of all elemental resistances. Those are my sockets. I have 292 out of 300 increased armor, evasion, and energy shield. 10 out of 7 to all elemental resistances per sockets filled, which means 10 and 4, that's an extra 40 on top of the 20. We're looking at 60%. And then 5% increased attributes per sockets filled. We're looking at what? 20% more attributes. Very, very good piece of armor. Cost me an arm and a leg. Then my little helmet here, the crown, it's nothing special. I went for armor, not an armor, but I also went for 337 accuracy rating. I got one of the best for tier 1 for maximum life. We got some intelligence, some cold resistance, and critical hit chance. Move over to our boots. Now, this I kind of shied away from movement speed. I really don't need it when we have the new mechanic for sprinting. So I went for armor. 153 to armor plus 115 to armor. Right? Then some resistancies. Fire, cold, and then we got more stun threshold. Very good piece of armor there. Again, my cuffs, intelligence, fire resistance, cold resistance, 100% fire damage converted to cold damage. And then my sockets give me 60% of armor. Also applies as fire damage. Now armor is 44, is not too much, but I think it's like 200 and something, I think, for fire damage, which is great. Got my unset ring, 30% increased fire damage. Chaos resistance, that's very good. And then I'm leeching 8.13 of physical damage as life. And pretty good attributes. Now, I did get to snag a stellar amulet. 115 to all attributes, plus 6 to all attributes, -4 physical damage taken from attacks hits. What I'm using for shield is the Black Steel Tower shield. 166 out of 150 increased armor, 41 out of 40 resistance on fire, 19 out of 29 of chaos, and 170 out of 200 stun threshold. Biggest thing is gain 1% of damage is fire damage. Again, fire damage for 1% chance to block. So I have 26% chance to block, so that's an extra 26% fire damage. Very, very good. Now I am using this quarterstaff because of its 190 attack speed. Now I have that paired with my totem, shock totems. And if you can see here, attacks per second, it shows 0.76, right? But if we use it, we go back here, Those casting it off of those. Now we have 1.35 attacks per second. Right, that's very big. Very big, because what you want is to be able to prompt these fissures as fast as you can, so that we can get ourselves some damage going. This I'm thinking of changing eventually. Just gives me more bonuses towards my rings. The other ring I have here is 30% increased damage, cold resistancy, strength, mana, and enemies chilled by your hits can be shattered as through frozen. So this helps out with that Peril of Ice. Now, let's go into our skills. Start off with Forge Hammer. Forge Hammer, I have that level 23 because of my mace. Very important. +7 to all melee skills. Very, very important. I had one that had, I think, like 700 damage, but it didn't have those skills leveled up, so I just ended up changing it. What we got on here is rapid attacks. Rapid attacks skills have 25% increased attack speed. Embitter. Both skills gain the extra damage of any other type rather than cold. They gain extra cold damage. So, again, this pushes more towards all my fire damage. Or essentially turning into cold damage. Supported skills deal 25% more elemental attack damage. That gives me more of that. And then support skills deal 30% more maximum physical hit damage. Move over to our Stampede. Cold Attunement. 25% extra cold damage. Less fire, less lightning. I think this I'm going to change because I think it contradicts to what I'm going for. Because I think I need more fire damage, so it converts into cold damage. Essentially, it's giving me 50% less fire damage. So I'm going to change that. Momentum. After moving 2 meters during single use, the rest of the use deals 4% more damage. So that's good. And then Aftershock. This is powerful as hell, man. This just does it again without doing it again. And then Fist of War gives you those little green emeralds that give more power. Defy. Damage hits, supported skills. It's lucky while you are surrounded. I think some people have the helmet that fewer people means you're surrounded. So that's also something to look into. Now we go to Wind Dancer. This thing is crazy. Precision, 30% accuracy rating. Blind. Blind enemies get hit. More blind, the more effective. Life Leech, 60% of physical damage. Leech, that's life. And then Rage. Got 5 per rage per hit and 15% more attack speed while you are not at maximum rage. And we go to Infernal Cry. This is how we pronked our Forge Hammer and our Volcanic Fissures. Got ourselves Raging Cry, Tireless, and Magnified Area. Shock Totems, I'm not going too much for damage because I'm just using them to pronk those fissures. So I got rapid attacks, overabundance, so I can put more than one on there, but it does give me 40% less skill effect duration, which is where I have my prolonged duration, which gives me 35 more skill duration. So in all reality, I have only negative 5%. I have heft to get more physical damage done. Just might as well put it in there. And then cast speed is just 25% more. Leap Slam, Fist of War, Crater, creating more fissures when we land. Branching Features, creating more features out of those fissures. And then Brutality does 30% more damage. Time of Need just kind of takes away all the curses and elemental alignment. And I made it so the skill is a little faster with compressed duration. Volcanic Fissure is very important in here. Exploited Weakness, Breaking Armor. Breaking Armor is good. Rage 2, Rage 5 rage, 15% more attack when not on full rage. And then elemental damage 2, 25% more. Make more fissures. Make those fissures bring more fissures. Big baby here. Herald of Ice. I got Overreach. Elemental Alignment. Cold Atonement. Again, this I think I'm going to change it. 25% more elemental damage. And level 1 to all call damages. Old skills. I think that's just this one. And then we go to a Rolling Slam. 35% more melee with heavy swing. Aftershock. Again, Aftershock is great. Fist of War, get those green diamonds, and then half more power. Let's see if we can capture this in game. Hopefully the game doesn't stutter too bad. Alright, let's try one of these. Let's do my lowest tier one here. I don't want to waste those on this test. It doesn't lag too much. This is my main clear. Second main clear is just the Wind Dancer. I really have to do nothing, just get hit. It even gives me health. Right? And then lastly, bring those down. Hammer it all down. That's it. In reality, that's it. I just wanted to show you guys my build here. Hopefully this video doesn't look too laggy or stutters too much, but like I said, I've been wanting to make this video for a long time and I still can't figure it out. So